I'll go ahead and call the July 27th, 2026 City Council Work Session for order at 1800 hours. All council members are present. First we'll have Andrea do her magical thing.
Thank you. Hola a todos, soy Andrea. Vamos a estar practicando la justicia del lenguaje el día de hoy. Tendremos interpretación simultánea en inglés y en español. Si estás viendo este video en este momento a través del canal de YouTube, el video en español va a ser publicado en el futuro. And hi everybody, we're going to be practicing language justice and the video in Spanish will be published on the YouTube page for Sheridan in the future. Thank you. Host, we can start interpretation now.
Thank you. The item on tonight's agenda is the Sheridan Housing Authority.
Yeah, so
You're up.
okay, yeah. My name is Jen Lambert. I'm the Deputy Executive Director. We have hired a new Executive Director. This is Chris Vogel.
Hello, everybody. Congratulations. Thank you.
Where from?
I live in Urbana right now, but may move. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, get closer, but originally from Oklahoma.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would it help if we did introductions real quick so you kind of know who everybody is?
Yeah,
Okay.
thank you.
Hi, my name's Ernie Camacho and councilman for Ward 3.
Jay Whitaker, Councilman, Ward 2.
Sorry.
Introductions. Intro.
Just intro, I'm sorry. Sorry, city council. Don't try to pull up my thing on the phone.
And I'm Sally Daigle, I'm the mayor.
And Desiree State, the City Council, Ward 1.
Michael Moreno, Mayor Pro Tem.
Devin Granberry, City Manager.
Jenna DeRabo, City Clerk.
Layton Criswell, Deputy City Clerk.
Andrew.
Andrew Rogge, Community Development Department Director.
I'm Jeff Martinez, I'm the Chief of Police.
I'm Brandon Dittman, one of the city attorneys.
I'm Wendy Brockman, I'm the Communications Manager.
Thank you.
Welcome.
And thanks for having us.
Yeah.
Gotta be here.
How exciting, huh?
Yes.
Yeah, whatever, I lived without it. Have fun with that. It's all your mess now. Okay, go ahead.
So I believe we have minutes from the last meeting, presentation and approval. Wow.
Anybody have any
Sure how we do
questions?
that. Anybody have any questions, comments, corrections to the minutes?
Anybody?
We can just make a motion to approve.
So yeah, we need a motion to approve the minutes of the Sheridan Housing minutes from June 8th, 2026.
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? Hearing none. There's your minutes. And then the audited financial statements.
Oh, do you have the packet? Give me just a moment. Are you gonna get it up right?
Thank you.
Financial reports. Financial reports. We have,
Financial reports, sorry.
are we doing that before we do the
sorry.
audit?
Nope, sorry.
Okay. We do have Brent Stratton here from Haney and Company to present the 2025 audit.
Hi, can you hear me?
It is.
Okay, well, I know you got a lot of stuff to go through as a city council, so we'll keep the audit report quick and easy. There were no audit findings, so a clean opinion. And sorry, was there a question?
No, I said that's always good.
Yeah, it's always good. You have the full financial statements. I don't know if you have any questions. I just a couple of things. So we give to you that should be included in your packet, a communication from us that
Mhm.
essentially that puts in writing if we have any disagreements with management, if there are any difficulties completing the audit, instances of fraud or abuse that came to our attention, uncorrected adjustments or any findings or control issues. We didn't have any of those things. So it's really just kind of the standard boilerplate required communication, but there's nothing really of note in there. So if we have any of those things, that it will be included in that letter in writing to you. So yeah, so clean opinion, just a couple of highlighted items. So the total assets decreased $33,000. Most of that was the decrease in net cash. And accounts receivable decrease of $21,000. The current liabilities decreased as well, $26,000, so almost about the same. And as far as net position or your income statement, so a slight decrease there. So really, we're spending all of the money that HUD gave you, which is a positive thing. So the Section 8 program is a use it or lose it type of program. So each year, HUD goes in and calculates how much funding they're going to give you, and it's based on how much funding you spent last year. So if you didn't spend very much, then they're not going to give you very much. Is kind of how that works. So, the as far as managing the program seems to be managed well, is in that you're spending very closely to what HUD gave you. So a slight decrease, as far as good, you're spending all the money HUD's given you. Seems like that our cost of living had kind of hasn't been increasing as much as it has been, so that's probably a positive thing. Because what you're spending is based on household income. So I'd say that the balancing fact there is that when you're running things very close or tight like you are, it's okay for running the program on a day-to-day basis, month to month. But if there are any delays in HUD funding, that'll have a very quick impact. So just something to keep an eye on as far as federal spending budgets. HUD, when they're dispersing in the past, there have been a few times over the past 2 decades in which there's been a delay in federal spending. And so just something to keep an eye on. So the report, once you guys approve it, it will be submitted to HUD through their REACT system, and will be available for general distribution. So are there any questions on the audit as presented to you?
Doesn't appear to be.
I don't think so. I think you explained my question when, so we're good. Anybody else? Okay,
I'll move to approve the 2025 audit report.
Second. That's a good resolution, right?
Yeah.
So we'll do the approval and the vote on that for resolution number 2.
Okay.
right.
down at the bottom. Get there, and then the unfinished business.
Okay.
You did it, say presentation and approval, so it's on there twice. Are you done approving it now, or do you wanna wait? Let's wait until resolution 2 so that people can like hear the resolution. Okay, voting on, perfect, yeah.
Good idea.
All right, so
Program.
presentation of financial reports for May and June.
Oh, those two.
And, okay, so the main things about this is that the balance sheets show that Sheridan Housing Authority basically, HUD has given us more money than we expected for HAP. So we have what's called a reconciliation net position is positive, so the RNP is positive. That means that we have extra money in the bank account right now. And we don't have to rely on your unrestricted funds in order to cover HAP if there is a delay. So what our financial manager, Ron Snodgrass, is gonna do is calculate back about 6 months. So Sheridan Housing Authority still owes Inglewood Housing Authority about $90,000 for 6 months of management fees, which we have not charged to Inglewood, or we have not transferred to Inglewood yet, because we needed those unrestricted funds just in case there's a delay in HAP payments. And so since we're in this position cash wise, we're gonna go ahead and calculate that 6 months of management fees to Inglewood. We are also getting more admin fees from HUD than we were expecting. So May, we got about $18,000 worth of admin fees. June, we got about $14,000. Overall, that's about $4,000 more, so we're sitting right about $75,000 in admin fees. We were expecting somewhere around 71,000. And then our fraud repays, as of the end of June, we had $7,031 that is owed to the housing authority from people who have are on repayment agreements. Any questions about the income statements and balance sheets? Motion to approve.
I'll need a motion to approve the financial reports.
So moved.
Second. Thank you. All those in favor, say aye.
And I.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes. Next up, program reports.
Okay, program reports. So Sheridan Housing Authority, in May, we leased up we were leased at 142 vouchers. In June, that went up to 146. We did also increase the number of port outs that we had, so shortfall is something that a lot of housing authorities are in right now, and when you're in shortfall, you cannot accept an absorbed, like you can't absorb a port in, so you bill the other housing authority for any ports that come and live in your area.
Right.
So this 167 in the June report of what are port outs that are being administered by other housing authorities that are billing us for those vouchers. So 162 in May and 167 in June. Average tenant rent is about $500, and so we're paying on average about $14.63 per voucher. We have on paper 19 unleased vouchers, but we're 14 unleased vouchers in June. We are actually projected to be over our budget authority this year, so that we don't actually have those vouchers. We don't have money for them, we don't have those vouchers, even though on paper we do. And then we do still have the wait list open with 652 people on it, but we are not pulling from the wait list right now, so it just is that's in a holding pattern. Any questions about the program reports?
Was that 1,900? Was that a one bedroom?
The average contract rent, the 1966, that's on all of our vouchers, so, I mean, we. House like 1 bedrooms to 5 bedrooms. We have very few 5 bedroom vouchers out though, so. I actually don't have the numbers in front of me as to like the breakdown of bedroom size on the vouchers. But that average is probably across bedroom sizes. 1966, just from my own experience, is probably an average 2 bed. 1 bedrooms are running about 1,700.
Yeah.
Even in kind of low income housing.
Well, when you say low income housing, are you meaning like a LIHTC? Cause those are rent controlled in a 1 bedroom, I think, their cap out that Chaffa has for the 1 bedroom on a unit that is capped for households that's making 60% of the area median income is somewhere around $1,500 right now. But that's specific properties that are getting tax credits. A lot of your vouchers are being used in properties that are not getting tax credits, so they're most likely somewhere around that 1,600 to 1,700 for a 1 bedroom, 1,900 for a 2 bedroom. Any other questions on the program reports?
Nope. I'll take, a motion. If someone would please, to approve the program
The
report.
program reports.
Second.
All those in.
Aye.
Can vote for any opposed? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. That passes next. Report.
So, managers report, we have hired Chris Vogel as executive director. He started on July 20th, so he's been here a week and a half now.
We did a day.
Oh, a week and a day? Yeah, we can wrap up. Oh,
Wow, he's counting days.
count the days, count the days. Interim director Stinson and myself have been here to support that leadership transition for him. And then we did receive an updated 2-year tool, which projects that Sheridan will be in shortfall for the calendar year of 2026. We do have a proposal out to HUD for, we have asked if we can use some of Inglewood Housing's reserves for Sheridan to cover the shortfall. And we're waiting to see what they say about that, basically. If not, then we'll pursue what are called set aside funds. So HUD has a certain amount of set aside funds for shortfall HAP, and we can. There's a list of cost saving measures that we have to enact. We're doing most of them actually. And then we can put in an application for the extra funds. It looks like currently shortfall is projected about $130,000 for the year, which is a portion of December's HAP. And currently we have 7 program participants that are on repayment agreements. The total amount owed to the housing authority is $6,188. Any questions about the manager's report?
Yeah, I have one more. We've got 652 people on the waiting list historically, compared, those are comparison. So
I mean,
Yeah,
what have we
yeah.
had on the wait
Yeah.
list in the past? Well, the previous wait list, we had somewhere close to 900 on the wait list. But we recycle every 2 years, our wait list expires and then we open it again. And so sort of depending on where people are when we open it, because it only opens for about 2 days. People put their names on the wait list and then we close the wait list again. And then we hold that wait list and pull from it as we have budget authority over the next 2 years.
they really have to have their stuff together in 2 days.
Yes, yeah.
Be ready.
Because it operates like a lottery,
Yeah.
right? So we basically randomize the list after it closes and then pull from the random list. It's a little hard if we keep it open all of the time to randomize every time that we pull.
Yeah. It's not about average.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Any other questions? I'll take a motion to approve the manager's report.
Move to approve the manager's report.
In a second, please. Yes. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, that passes as well. Next, we're up to unfinished business. The resolution number 2, series 2026. Approving the 2025 financial audit. Are there any questions? Nope.
Motion.
Any more remote?
No, did you guys want the? Did you want the resolution read, or are you comfortable reading it and approving it?
Do you wanna just read the title for us?
Okay,
Yep.
Record?
so the resolution number 2, series of 2026, approving the 2025 audit report.
I make a motion to approve resolution 2, series of 2026. 2025 audit report.
I'll second it.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none. New business,
I have business.
other than,
Other than the fact that we got it.
I
I think I've done that like 3 times now, so.
Well, it's still.
I feel like I'm
Now-
beating a dead horse at this point.
Have we made any progress on the units that we had approved right off of Oxford over here or down by King Street?
So last I had heard, I mean, we did have like drawings done, but we were never able to find the money to be able to move that forward. Not to put you on the spot, but I think that's on your list.
It is.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Jim took me by the properties and showed them to me, but one of my first orders of business is to find some money for that.
Why would we not be building tax exempt, low rent apartments? But above anything else?
Wait, I mean, the tax exemption, you have to pretty much apply for what's called the LIHTC, the low income housing tax credit. Otherwise you do end up paying taxes on the property. You can, it's possible to maybe issue a bond. I'm not sure if Sheridan is in the position to issue a bond. But finding tax exempt money is more difficult, it's scarce, those allocations are scarce.
Wasn't Bonsai like that? Did they get kind of some tax breaks on their building?
Which one, I'm sorry?
Bonsai,
Yeah, they did. That's a light tech project.
yeah, like, and that's benefited us greatly, right?
Yeah.
Do more of that.
Yeah, we do.
We'll just need to find the funding, but it's scarce.
Funding is a little bit scarce. It's hard to, and doing what's called non-LIHTC affordable is difficult because it's expensive to build, it's expensive to run, and so keeping rents affordable after you've paid a lot of money to build, and then you have to pay for the management of the property as well. It's harder to keep rents lower at that point. Yeah.
And like the more successful cities who have set up more of that stuff, what strategies do they employ?
I mean,
Well, it's one of the things that I'm trying to find
yeah.
out. I'm doing a working group for all of the other PHAs within the region, and I'm just getting acclimated with them, but I have meetings set up with their directors to basically answer that question. So what are they doing? What was successful? What other options are there out there? So that's my intent. I'll be doing what Jen's doing next meeting, so I will come with answers to that question.
Yeah, and not just what other cities are doing, but any other outside the box ideas
Right.
that could work.
Absolutely.
Because who knows where I mean. There might be funding at some of the strangest places.
Absolutely, yeah, and I
For example, UC Health. Has a wellness program that they're wanting to implement. And
I mean, Track
I
County
mean,
Health
you
did
never
try
know.
that housing as healthcare. When Tri-County Health was a thing. Did have a housing as healthcare
You smelling what I'm cooking?
idea at one point. Maybe.
Yeah, you never know.
I will look at all avenues.
Well, welcome. I think that's it, right?
I think that is all that I have on my agenda, yes.
Okay, well, thank you so much, and thank you for bringing your new friend.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you guys.
It only took us, what,
It's like
8 months to find him?
months and months. And months.
Yeah, good.
Appreciate it.
So, with that, we will go ahead and adjourn the Sheridan Housing Authority meeting at, oh, wow, you did pretty good. 18:25.
I thought it was gonna take us longer. I thought Brent was gonna talk more.
No,
Sweet.
right?
Right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, I sent you those things. You're welcome. Thanks. Yeah, thanks you.
Thank you.
Sal, can I grab your signature?
Yep. Sure.
Do you have some? Okay, I made some too. Go ahead.
You gotta keep it out.
All set.
You don't wanna sit
No.
down there.
No, they're all set.
Good evening. Hey, we'll go ahead and. continue the work session.
Oh, all together?
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you did.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. That's fine.
Uh,
It's been-
My first one.
But every time it's going down.
I'm still.
The tent over it. With the tent
Thanks,
over
everything.
Yeah. The little bank jumps in and does it. And then he takes his number off and goes streaking in and.
Probably better than dragging a soggy diaper through it.
Oh, man, he's made it out of the fence twice, running down the block. Oh, that's pretty good.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, you heard of him?
Yeah, on one back,
Sure.
but it's fun. He enjoys it. He already bought this one, so we're gonna get another one.
Okay, so
Sales tax.
we have a few things to talk about tonight with regards to sales tax. We don't have to make any kind of decisions tonight. This is more just kind of having a chat about it and looking at some options. But I do want to probably get like some final-ish type direction on where we're gonna be, at least on the rate. Okay, on the messaging and that kind of stuff like that, we can have some time to discuss that and we'll do that as well. So let's start with the rate and we're gonna discuss this table. Which is the first page, your packet, and Jenny did a great job of putting this in for us. And this is organized by city sales tax rate. So you can see that middle column, city sales tax rate, with Denver having the highest rate on there. And then currently Lakewood with the lowest. Now, this is just the municipal rate, okay? This is just what the city charges. The overall tax rate, which is the next column to the right, right? That's everybody else's sales tax gets added on as well, right? So you can see that if we were to ask or to go from a 3.5 to a 4%, that would put us as one of the top 4 highest rates in the municipal or in the Front Range area, I should say here, Denver metro area. So we would be up there with North Glen, Federal Heights, a little bit below Aurora if they get their increase that they're asking, and they're asking for.
So the green line is,
I'm sorry, the green just means us. That's just where we are. Yeah.
we're at
Just-
8.25,
Right, it would
and then,
Would be after.
if we get the 0.5% increase. Yeah,
and
what-
how many of those, do you know how many of those are asking for increases as well?
the ones that we know, Aurora and Centennial are
Right.
asking for, I'm not aware of anybody else that is asking right now. That would be, say, in the metro area and be competitors with us.
Oh,
So,
that we know of, but
that we know of right now, I'm not aware of any, and we should know that for certain in the next month or so.
right,
Yeah, cause there could be some out there who are considering it, just haven't said that they're going to. yet.
right, cause that's CML, I think, Thornton,
I'm not aware,
maybe?
I don't know if Thornton was going to or not,
But,
Anyway.
yeah. See Thornton, if you look at them, so they're on number 10 there, right just above Centennial. They already have an overall rate of 8.75. So asking for more for them could put them pretty high up there.
Be like at 9.
Yeah, and so the reason that I asked Jenna to put this table together and give you a look is that if we make that 0.5% ask, this is about where it would position us. And we need to be aware of where are we in the larger picture of the metro area. What I don't want to do is to put us in a position where we're in it would be in a position of we're putting our businesses, is what I'm trying to say, in a position of not a good competitive position for them. What I'm trying to think of a word and it's escaping me right now. Yeah, it's competitive. We want to make sure that our businesses and our rates and their sales sector are competitive with the surrounding areas. If we go much above 0.5% on any kind of an ask, you can see that that would put us up even higher than where we are in this chart. And it starts to put us at an uncompetitive position. And when I say us, I mean primarily our businesses that have to charge that sales tax and collect it. And so, I mean, ultimately, what we don't want to be is the city with the highest tax rate in the metro area. We just don't want to be that city.
No, we'll let Denver do that.
Yeah, let's let Denver stay that way. Let's let others be that way. We just don't want to be in that non-competitive type of a position. So 0.5% puts us up there, but we're still not too far. We're still, fairly close to the middle of the pack. With that kind of an ask. Anything above, I think 0.5% or more really starts to spike us up and would put us up almost towards the very top. If we were to say to ask for anywhere from say a 0.75% to a full percent ask. So looking at this, I still think that one, we talked about this earlier, if you're gonna ask for as much as you can, but you don't want to ask for too much and put yourself in an uncompetitive position, right? So I think with looking at this, I think the 0.5% puts us, asking for a good increase without putting us in a disadvantageous position. That's just my thought. But I'm open to thoughts and what you guys think, and where you might want to be on this. Because remember, you guys, the council, are going to have to be the one that carries the message on this, right, out to the voters to support this. So, thoughts on the rate? What do you guys think? Is there any thoughts on where 0.5% would be, or more or less? I want to know your guys' comfort level and again at the rate and what we might be asking for.
Yeah, icebreaker, in 1,000 years, is it gonna be 100%?
Is
this like cap, does it cap anymore?
No,
No,
there is no cap.
it's just up to the city's, good judgment.
Yeah, because you're gonna say, oh, well, we're gonna put 2%, but then we're way spiked up there. And now everybody's gonna say, oh, Sheridan, yeah, they're the ones with the super high tax rate, and nobody wants to, right?
I think 0.5% is good. It doesn't sound like too much to me.
Okay.
And you gotta think that everyone around us is gonna be, over 8 and 8.25. And I can only imagine that Littleton and Centennial, Cherry-Hills Village are gonna catch on.
Yeah.
And they're gonna be over 8 within a short period of time.
Yeah.
We're gonna be stuck for a while too, right? Because it's been so long since we've done this.
Yeah. Now, I have been with other cities, more faster growing cities who have asked for more frequent updates to, increases, and maybe have gone every 5 years or 10 years or something like that. But it really has, I think, those have been really the more, the quicker, faster growing cities on the periphery of the metro area that are doing that. More like that, yeah, and they can absorb it a little bit better and spread it out amongst more businesses potentially, but yeah, in general, it's just you're trying to find a nice sweet spot, right? When you're in there. And Brandon, please.
Yeah, I just want to, I'd be remiss if I didn't say this because I've seen it happen elsewhere, and it's a consideration about this too. At least a couple other of my clients, like when they decided not to do this, the special districts that were in their areas did the next year basically, and then now there's not the ability to increase your 50% because someone else already did it. the
Right.
fire district or the water or whatever is available, so
Oh, yeah.
all those other entities will eat up your tax,
Well,
potentially.
Yeah.
the, oh my gosh. The soda tax
Yeah,
is. Would that also be?
That'd be on
like,
top of this.
it would
be on top of
potentially, yeah.
this?
Yeah, so.
And they would be out with us campaigning at the same time, right?
So that,
How would
that
that?
whole effort is pretty much on hold, right?
Okay,
Yeah, they're not gonna be going, not for this year, for sure. And whether or not they even decide to make it a sales tax rather than just a fee or something like that is still up
well,
for
we
debate.
know that South Suburban is thinking about next year, right?
So South Suburban could be going for a question and a bond measure. That would most likely be a mill levy.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah,
next year.
most likely, and it would, yeah, be next year at the earliest, yeah.
Right, right,
Mhm.
next year.
Mhm.
And so,
Be with this one?
um.
I'm sorry, Anthony? Just-
No,
Go ahead.
Is marijuana gonna be with this one?
So we can go ahead and increase what your question tonight is on the ordinance on the second reading on increasing the marijuana sales tax from 5% to 8%. So that's a completely separate question. You guys can do that without going to the vote,
Right.
right? So that's on your
'Cause we
agenda to
can-
do second reading and finalize that. And then that would take effect. It has an effect date of October 1. All right, so then.
go up to 10 on that,
You
right?
can go up to 10. We're
And
not
that was-
recommending that we do that, because again, that would put us in a place where
Right.
we're the highest.
Cause that's the
Anybody
way we
else
set it
around
up
us.
when we first
Mhm.
voted on it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Mhm.
And with marijuana, they're getting the excise tax, but what you guys are voting on plus the sales tax, so they would,
Yeah.
they get charged both.
So we're both sales and outside.
No, I was just wondering if they would see those kind of both at the same time, and if it would affect.
I mean, I think it's an excellent question. And does it affect the voter out there? I don't think it does. I don't think that a voter is gonna go, oh, there might be a handful that would say, well, you raised my marijuana tax and now you're asking for a sales tax? Come on. There might be a few people that would say that. I don't think that's gonna be very many. Yeah, I think most of the folks on the marijuana side of things are really not even gonna notice.
No.
Yeah.
You're probably right.
I really don't think they will. There's gonna be maybe a handful that will,
It'll be a,
and it's pretty small, so, yeah,
be a 3-month difference when they have to start.
Okay.
yeah. So, yeah, I think it's about, it's one of those things, so one of the, in that type of a vein, you gotta be timing wise, you're thinking about, okay, what do we do and when we do it, and could it affect the voter and whether they support this and that. There are absolutely things out there that will do it. And maybe next year, if we were going next year and in competition with South Suburban for a tax question, even if it's a mill
Mill
levy
levy.
question, they might go, no, man,
No,
everybody's
no,
raising
no,
my
no.
taxes all
That's
over.
where I
Just
was-
go, no.
Nope, nope.
Yeah, this year I don't think we're gonna be in at this November. I don't think we're gonna be in a lot of
Well, I think we
competition,
should do-
hopefully. So we hopefully will not run into too much of that. One of the other things we were looking at doing, and we still need to do, but I'm recommending, well, we don't do it this year at all, is that we do need to adjust our stormwater fee. Absolutely, we have to do that. But let's not do it at the same time we're asking for a sales tax.
Good, good idea.
Right, so I think that if we ideally, okay, here's my perfect stars align and everything comes out great. We do our marijuana tax tonight, nobody even notices it by the time we get to
'Cause they're
the November election, alright? We get the supporters to come out and support the sales tax for this, and then next year we look at the beginning of the implementation of increase or of a new stormwater rate model and implementing that, which will implement over, say, 3 to 5 years, so it doesn't all come on everybody at once. So yes, you have to have these considerations of like, all right, we're gonna asking people to increase fees, taxes, all these things. You can't ask them to do it all at once, for sure, and how do we space that out? So, yeah, so, I mean, good question, it runs into that, and that always is a concern, the reason we don't have a stormwater rate model in place now with increased fees already is COVID came along.
Right.
And we're like, oh no, we're not gonna do that to everybody when COVID kicks in, and then I ended up just getting kicked down the street for a while, right? Yeah, so there are those considerations that we want to think about that. There's never a great time, you're just trying to think of the least bad time to go and ask for these things usually.
Oh my God.
No. The only time it was great was that, and I'm not gonna say great, but it was good when we asked for the mill levy to fix the streets. People were so tired of the condition of the streets and sidewalks, they were like, heck yeah, let's do it. No, so, but we don't wanna let it get so bad.
Our neighborhood was messed up, there was more potholes than road.
Right. So people were pretty happy about that, you know, actually pretty supportive of that. It still took council going out and paving the pounding the pavement and talking to their neighbors and getting the word out, but it was pretty well supported. Okay, so that's the rate, all right? We don't have to finalize this until we send or approve the ordinance. We'll send that to the county, which will be in August 24th. Okay, but
It's sent to the county August 24th.
yeah,
So
so
we have to
No,
approve
no.
it Friday.
Or you would vote on it August 24th, and then we have to send the ballot language by September 4th.
Okay,
But
Well, we'll need to know a final rate by then, because we'll
Yeah.
put the rate in that ordinance. Is
So
what I'm
then-
saying.
so then by us just giving you a head nod that we're good with 5,
We're still okay covered with, or we're not running afoul of any kind of campaign finance reform stuff. Is that what your question is? Or no?
well, I was getting there, but,
Okay.
okay. What do you need from us?
I just think that,
You just
I mean,
need
if
us
I'm
to say
getting
five.
nods from everybody right now that we
Then
think
move ahead.
0.5% is okay right now,
Yeah.
then we will operate under that assumption from now. The final decision won't be made until you do the ordinance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jay,
I'm good.
Hmm.
0.5%.
yes, yeah. Michael, well, there you go. There's all of us.
I don't think they'll notice it, and it'll just firm us up, you know, for
Right.
the future, we're already good, but it'll firm us up.
Yeah. We can always use the income.
Okay. Now, let's move on to
These are really
handouts.
cool.
And Jenna's done a fantastic job. We've kind of
This
done,
one,
she showed you one last
is-
meeting, right? So we kind of showed you one last meeting, which was very similar to this one, right? Very similar to this one.
The last-
And we come up with a couple of other mock-ups that have been out here well. And we don't have to necessarily only pick one. We could go with a couple different.
You could go with a couple.
And then
different
think,
ones.
we're also gonna do them in Spanish, so the idea is that you have English on one side, Spanish on the other, okay? Now, these are gonna be the things that go out into the community to help tell the story of why we're asking to do this. And this is why we need council's input, because staff is not the ones that can take this out into the community. This has to be done by the elected officials. Right, because we run into that problem after we approve everything, notify the county we're gonna be doing this election, then staff really has to step back and can't do anything. We can spend a little bit of money to produce this information at the beginning and get it out, and it has to be informational. We can't be persuasive, I think is the language. But we wanna go over this with you guys, kind of show you a couple different ways of looking at this. And then get your kind of, some of your input on this, because you guys are gonna have to be the ones out telling the story and tell us which ones you like. Which ones do you think will be effective? What are your neighbors gonna say about this? Which is gonna be, convince them to get out and vote. So the first one, kind of like, this one right here, was similar to the one you guys looked at our last meeting that Jenna put together. Some of the same, messages that are in there. And some of the messages throughout all these, that we're trying to hit are, first the one I like is public safety, keep shared and safe, right? Keep shared and safe. And I think you'll find that kind of goes through all of them. We also have like the 37 years, right? It's been a long time since we've asked our taxpayers to do a sales tax increase. So that's another theme that goes through them. One of the good themes I think I run through them is the 50 cents for every dollar. That's always a good message. People want to know, well, how much is that? We're only asking for 0.5%, 0.5%. Right? That's all we're asking for, 0.5%. It comes out to 50 cents on $100. That's so little, right? That's the message that wants to go out there,
Right.
as well. And then being sure that again, investing in safety, keeping shared and safe, that message there. And also that a sales tax is shared by all the people that come in shop in Sheridan, all the people that shop down at River Point, all the people that come and shop anywhere in Sheridan. Their sales tax money comes and helps support public safety in Sheridan, even if they don't live here, right? So a sales tax is a way to help spread the burden of the public safety services amongst even people that don't live here. So that's one of the things that we want to get out and sell too. It's a sales tax. It's supported by other people, even if they, you know, they're gonna come and travel through and buy something in Sheridan, then they help support that effort as well.
Yeah.
Janet did.
Good job, or we
Yeah.
just pick between the two?
You don't have to necessarily pick, but we wanted to kind of show some different ways of looking at this. And we might want to eventually say, hey, we're gonna do one, or we're gonna do two different ones, you know, something that focuses one message and something focuses on another one. So for example, I think this one does a good job of like saying, it's been a long time since we asked for this, right? It's been a long time. This one did a great job of the public safety piece, saying it's really focused, and the reason we're asking for this is public safety. Right, this one does a good job of kind of talking more of like, all right, here's what we were talking about before with the keep Sheridan safe, 50 cents on a dollar. So it's just kind of different ways of pulling out different messages that we want to have up there. And what we wanted to do was share them with you tonight, so you guys could start to think about, okay, when I'm walking in hand and I knock on my neighbor's door and I'm handing this out, which one do you want to hand out? Which one do you think is going to sway the voter in Sheridan? Which one, or is it maybe more than? All right, so we've got a few weeks that we can work on these and hone the message down. But I asked Jenna and she did, I think, a great job of kind of doing up several different ways of looking at this, right? And so we just wanted to run this with you guys tonight and see if you had any initial thoughts on that. Again, doesn't have to be final, we can think on that, and we can come up with, I think what we come up with is one or two handouts at the most. Right, and go with those, because we want the message to not get too convoluted. It needs to be pretty, there's like 3 top things or something that we want to hit, boom, boom, boom. So that's all people are gonna remember.
Yeah.
Right, boom, boom, boom. This one, 37 years since we've done, it's 50 cents on a dollar, supports public safety. You know, people will come in and shop in Sheridan and help pay for this. That's it. Bam, bam, bam. You get people to support.
There's a postcard right there.
You could do that.
Yeah, I like the.
This kind of on the back and then.
Maybe
put it in a postal. Yeah,
I mail it about this one, I love this, and I'm done, I'm sold once I see that, yeah.
yeah, I like that as well. This is hilarious.
Yeah.
It might be fun to carry around and talk to folks. But it also might be, you know, if they're not there, then it might be too busy
Yeah.
and not jump out.
That'd be kind of memorable if you're having a conversation
If
with
you're having a
somebody, right?
conversation
Maybe I
and
can see that.
Hey, Bob, check this out. This is
Mhm.
what we were doing. Yeah, I remember this. Yeah. And then, you know, be able to start a conversation. So this would be a really good.
Or for social media, this one?
So
Oh, maybe.
can the city on their social media distribute this kind of stuff? Or is it just up to us?
We can put out information, basic information about it. We cannot put out anything that tries to persuade people necessarily to vote one way or the other. So it's gonna,
Just information these year.
yeah, so,
Going all our outbound.
yeah, we can't say like here, vote on whatever it's going to be called. It's
yes.
gonna be called, it's gonna be called like Sheridan ballot measure 2A or whatever it's gonna
Whatever
be.
it's gonna
It's gonna get a number from the county when we go, right? We can't say support 2A. We can't say that.
No.
Not with this city. If you guys as elected officials can go out and campaign like crazy, yes, support 2A.
You can't use your city email addresses, you
Yep.
can't use city printing, once we set the ballot question, you can no longer use any city resources to campaign for or against.
Yeah.
Okay, so then, once we set the ballot, but if we were to pick one of these tonight. Just hypothetically. Then we could get them all printed up, and be ready to go.
Correct.
Yeah,
But we have to do it before the ballot question is asked.
before it's set.
Are set,
is
yeah,
it?
set.
September 4th is when I have to.
Yeah.
So we got a little bit of time to where, that's what we're bringing them now, right? Because we
right.
wanna have a little bit of time to think about it and talk about it.
I like the
And so we-
visual aspects of this
Mhm.
because of the, it kind of breaks it down. But I also like this as better than that one. Call me.
On the picture.
I like this $100 bill better than this $100.
Okay,
But I also like the idea that, what, 37 years ago? Shut up.
I know, it's like all they did was
Yeah.
put stickers on the fire truck. And all that.
That's what I was thinking too.
Same kind of structure.
Hey, Chief,
Hasn't changed.
is that a Caprice? Yeah, sick glasses. Oh, that was a Crown Vic, oh, okay.
And then on these, the fire protection and medical services,
Mhm.
will this directly impact as we're presenting this here?
I think we gotta, we look at that language and be sure that we're not stating something that it won't do, right?
Okay.
No, absolutely. And I think for the most part, we're in pretty good shape there. One of the things we'll have to look at is how many do we actually have there? I mean, do we just hit police protect, fire, medical, it's gonna be that, and we don't go into too much.
Those are the same old two though, I'm like, I want something better and different, but I don't know if that's possible, We only spend our money on so much.
No,
Those are like the same old two though, and that's really the first thing that comes to mind with me. They're legit, but like everybody would say that.
I would say police and fire.
I don't know. I don't know, like what else? I got nothing. What else?
You mean-
But, like, yeah.
what else it would support?
Uh-huh.
I think we're gonna be very, very focused on public safety. It's public safety, public safety, public safety.
But we can't,
They've shown over and over and over that that is one of the things that people will get out and vote and support for. We've already done the streets. We don't really have the Parks and Rec program to do that as much. What we really have here and the biggest driver in our budget is public safety.
we just have to make sure, so whenever that we're not limiting ourselves, so if something comes up 2 years, some new tech comes up 2 years from now, we can't pay for it out of that because it wasn't listed.
Well, I
We can't
think
get that detail.
technically you're
So-
correct.
So we wanna keep it fairly broad, so
Yeah.
patrol vehicles could be a truck, a car, or whatever. A golf cart, whatever they need, to get around. And same like with the emergency medical equipment,
Mhm.
that's really broad. But you don't wanna get too down in
No, and
so that they can spend the money as they need it.
yes, absolutely.
And whatever money that comes in for this will go directly to public safety, and then they get to spend the money, and then we don't have to spend it.
Right, exactly. And so that will be determined by our ballot language that
Right.
we finalize in there. It will be broad. It'll say public safety, and public safety under our budget, believe me, we could ask for another whole, I don't know, 2 or 3 whole percentages to go on that, and it would still never cover it. So we're not gonna run into the issue where, where our budget is not gonna outstrip this money.
No.
It will always be able to cover it. So we will be able to, and Teresa can do this, so we can trace and go, look, we spent this much on public safety, on these kind of things like
She's
that.
good.
And it has not, or it does exceed that amount, all the time, practically. So we're not gonna have a piece of this public safety, 0.5% that comes on that we cannot spend.
Right,
Never.
Teresa?
We'll always be able to spend it, yeah.
how much, just refresh my memory, how much did we spend on public safety? Last year?
If you include the fire contract, I think it's around 8 million between, I think police is about 5 and then the fire and dispatch is about another 2.5. I'm doing this out of my memory.
This 0.5% would bring in between $750,000 and $1 million, that's it. And so we spend 5 times over
Right.
what this is easily.
But that,
It still frees up.
say $1 million.
It still gives us a
comes
lot of
in,
budget wiggle.
Then that doesn't come out of our general fund,
Exactly.
and that $1 million we can use to, well, I don't know.
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh, last
Well,
part,
it is, and basically, this is this would be a big boost to our general fund as a whole.
right,
What we're doing is when we go out and talk to people about this 0.5%, we say we wanna focus on this. I mean, this is what gets people out to vote to do it. You
absolutely.
know, if you just go out there and say, we just want more money to have more money in our
And I
general
say,
fund,
yeah, well, so do I.
sorry, they're not gonna vote for that.
Right.
Right? So.
Okay.
You're right, Mary. But it absolutely, it's like, it raises all the boats. You can
Raise,
see.
yeah, exactly, right.
It raises all the boats in the general fund seat. It does.
So very good account.
Mhm. Okay, we got 5 minutes. I'm gonna leave this with you guys and we'll talk about it next work session again too. And maybe we'll even like focus in a little bit more on 1 or 2 or something like that. But Jenna and I will work on that. Any last thoughts on this? I wanna go over one more thing before you get, okay? Well, good. Did that. The mayor has asked me to do a little bit of an expanded report for you guys. So I'm expanding on my manager report. And I will be providing you guys with something like this at each of our meetings. So basically, what I've done in the past is had a manager's report, a verbal manager's report as part of our regular city council meeting. And this is pretty much the same vein of type of report, but just a little bit more in there as to what's going on, what have I been working on, things along those lines. So it's a kind of a quick little snapshot, what's going on as of July 27, 2026, and some of the things that either I've been working on or staff's been working on. This is something that you can take with you if you have regional meetings or things like this, and they're going, what's going on in Sheridan? Well, here's kind of what some of the things we're working on. The bigger, even bigger picture things are gonna be things that we cover in the implementation matrix through the goals. So that's the really big picture stuff. This is a little bit more of a kind of a day-to-day look maybe, or even a little bit more granular than that big picture look at things. Which we'll be updating with council more on a quarterly type of basis, right? And we have we're gonna be updating, we're gonna be doing goal setting in August
3rd is what the,
August 3rd, what we're looking at?
Yes.
Okay. So that'll be some of the more big picture things.
Right.
So,
Is that a Monday night?
yes.
yeah, it was one of the off Mondays that we have.
Mhm.
That was when we got the most votes off.
Right.
Well, now,
All right, now it's gonna be 6 o'clock.
6 to 8.
So I hope that, Mayor, this is kind of what you were
Yeah.
thinking about, and I hope everybody will find this.
Michael, any thoughts? Cause
Hmm.
I think Michael and I kind of talked about it
I like it.
at CML, that maybe something, since he goes to meetings, you go to me, you know, whatever. This is something that when they come around the room, they say, hey, what are you doing, what's going on in the city? Instead of
this.
going, well, we're working on this and that, this will be more, oh, well, yeah. Yeah. That's kind of what my thinking was. Is there anything else that you'd like to see?
When you had originally told me it was like, what were our personal goals? Right, or our council person goals, and where are we at?
Oh, no, this is just the manager's report.
Okay.
Well, it was something that, like, if Teresa's working on something great big, or
Mhm.
Jen is working on something, I may not know that when I'm out there, but it might be really cool to talk about at a meeting, because it might be something that they're discussing at, you know, like the Metro Mayor's Caucus.
And I'm
or-
trying in this to not
Dr.
duplicate other report information that's already in the packet that you guys get, so you get the building department report, you get reports from police department, you get reports from community development, things. I'm trying to just highlight a few things here, and maybe more just specifically on city manager stuff too, just to let you know what's, when I'm, you know, what kind of meetings I'm going to and things like
Yeah.
that.
We're good.
Okay, so we will,
So like, for example, city manager met with Soccer City rep and county commissioner, and guess what? Just the other night when we were at the county commissioner, what did she tell us? I met with Devin.
mhm.
And, you know, had it been, oh, well, you know, I'm meeting with Devin or whatever, then maybe we could have.
Yeah.
It could have been a conversation or whatever, but I mean, it worked out great.
No, that's perfect.
Yeah.
And that's why I picked
That's-
out, it's gonna be
that's kind of
more
what I-
the high level meetings and things.
Yeah.
It's not gonna be everything I do. It's just,
Right.
you don't want to see.
Right.
all this stuff.
But see, that's-
Content. This is
Yeah,
what-
yeah.
Right. It's the last thing you
manager
want
went
to do is put your foot in your mouth.
Right, right.
Did the lady that was in charge of Rich House,
I'm sorry,
did the lady that was in charge of Rich House,
no longer here.
wow.
Next week is also.
So they're looking for a
I can't remember
new,
what their name was.
they're, I think they've made a decision. I'm not sure on a new executive director. I'm trying to get more
The
info.
lady was there the whole time building it all.
I know.
Wow.
I really don't have a good why on that, no.
Wow.
And then very quickly, because we're running up against time, this is just a copy of the budget calendar. Teresa does this for staff. I just wanted to share it with you guys because it does have dates on there that we look at bringing the information to council as part of our work sessions, and you guys know that. This just gives you a little idea of what that time frame looks at and gives you an idea of how many meetings we have to have to get that budget already for you guys and how much work that Teresa puts into it. So this is just kind of more of an FYI, a little idea of that budget calendar. If you have any questions, you can let me or Teresa know about that. And I think that's all I've got, Mayor.
On the
So-
budget calendar,
Yeah.
I was hoping you wouldn't give it out yet. I found an error.
Oh, no, I'm sorry, Teresa.
No, I was, yeah, so,
We'll send you an updated one via email.
yes, I'm sorry. Yeah, there's just one date that's wrong. It says 9/14 for the,
Oh, I see it.
ink. Yeah, it should be 8/24. So, yeah,
Okay.
I'm sorry. Yes.
We'll send you an updated one.
Okay, thank you.
Well, and I will also put the caveat that the budget is a living, working document and these changes, these dates could change
Right.
too, depending on various different things. But this is what we try and go on. Okay.
Oh,
The chief did his paperwork, though.
Right, you know?
I mean.
Oh,
All right, we'll continue upstairs.
oh, sorry.
All right, meeting software is up. If you want to go ahead and get logged in.
Yeah.
Right there? Oh, but that was them. Andrea, are you there?
I am here. I didn't hear anything before. Were you calling on me?
No, no. I was
Okay.
asked, I was asking if you were there, because I couldn't see anything on that.
I am
But
here.
now that you're here, you want to go ahead and give us your info, your spiel?
Yes, of course. Thank you. Hola a todos, soy Andrea con la Community Language Cooperative. Estamos practicando justicia del lenguaje y tendremos interpretación simultánea en inglés y en español. Si tú estás viendo en este momento a través de YouTube la reunión del Consejo Municipal de la ciudad de Sheridan, vas a poder ver la grabación en español en un futuro en la misma página de YouTube. And hi everybody, we're going to practice language justice and we'll have simultaneous interpretation and the recording in Spanish will be published on the Sheridan YouTube channel. And host, we can start interpretation now.
Thanks. I'm gonna go ahead and call July 27, 2026 regular meeting of the Sheridan City Council to order at I don't know what time it is.
7-Eleven.
7-Eleven, 7-Eleven, 1911. Everyone is present, I think, yes. And we are to our invocation. Jay, would you please do the honors, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance?
May those assembled here today enjoy the many benefits of our nation. May we abide by the rules we have established, those of trust, fellowship, and ethics, and may we place service above self in our daily endeavors. And may we always test ourselves and our good efforts to be sure that they are the truth, good for all concerned, of benefit to mankind, and provide peace and understanding. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Next, we have the approval of the agenda. City Clerk, are there any changes?
No changes to the agenda, Madam Mayor.
Next, we will receive and file the financial reports. Are there any questions on the financial reports?
Madam Mayor, this is Teresa.
Hi, Teresa.
I just wanted to talk just really quickly. The city's audit, all audits are due by July 31st. And what has happened is the last 2 years, because the Sheridan Housing Authority is a component unit of the city, we have to have their audit completed before we can then finish ours. And the last 2 years, I think lots of things have been going on there. And so, you know, it's not been done until July. So we did have to request an extension with the state. It was approved. So now our deadline is September 30th. We are going to present at the August 10th meeting because we gave a draft to the auditors of the Sheridan Housing Authority audit. So they've compiled it, I'm assuming that it's going to get approved tonight. So I don't like to do audit extensions. It was drilled into my brain to not do that, but there's nothing we can do about this. There's, no timing, nothing we can do. And so that's kind of just a status. I think Devin and I talked a little bit. I think we will be talking to the Housing Authority, making sure that next year they go back to getting it, presenting it in May, having it approved, so then we can get you our audit, the city's audit and the SRA audit in June. So we still are on to approve the SRA audit tonight because that is separate from the city, but I don't like doing an extension. And so I just want to let you know that there really wasn't anything we could do, but hopefully we'll have this corrected by next year and we'll be bringing the city's audit to you on August 10th. So did you have any questions?
No. Anyone? No, thanks.
All right, thank you.
I have a motion by Councilmember Jay Whitaker and a second by Councilwoman Stain. Go ahead and cast your votes. That is passes by a majority. Next, we have staff reports. City Clerk.
Thank you, Madam Mayor. Just a couple of things. Just a reminder that the Dr. Cog award ceremony is coming up. That's on August 26th. I do have RSVPs from Mayor Daigle and Councilmember Whitaker. If anyone else would like to attend, please let me know so I can get your tickets purchased. And then the next thing is the goal setting. So we kind of touched briefly on that downstairs. With the poll that I sent out, I got the most votes for August 3rd. August 3rd is next Monday. So I guess by a show of hands, can you guys, who can attend next Monday for the goal setting? All right. August 3rd.
How about the 17th?
How about the 17th?
What day is that?
It's also a Monday.
The other off Monday in next
Oh,
month.
I can't do this.
Yeah, that's right. You didn't you send us something saying that you had something? Someone has something on the 17th. Or I could be thinking about another meeting
Well,
altogether.
The Grand Parade volunteer training is on the 17th.
Oh, that's what it is.
We'll do the 3rd.
Okay, we'll make sure that works. Okay. There is a calendar reminder I just sent out to your email, so you should have that for next week.
Okay,
All right, and that's all I have this evening, but happy to answer any questions.
great. City Attorney? Brennan?
Thank you, Madam Mayor. So I was working on the industrial pretreatment ordinance. We're going to talk about later today, so I'll save the excitement for then. But other than that, I didn't have a report, but if you have any questions, please let me know.
Thanks. City Manager?
You already have my report. The only thing I would follow up on that is a request that city council not distribute that report. That's a work product between myself and council, and I'd
Correct.
prefer if it stay that way. And none of the information is confidential or anything along those lines. I just prefer that it not be distributed. And that's it, Mayor. I'd just be happy to answer any questions.
So would it be better if you emailed it to us or
Well,
opposed to handing it out? You can
I
email it to us.
the reason I provided a hard copy is that it is harder to distribute, actually, is what I was thinking. I could provide an email copy. I'd ask that it not be distributed. Again, like that, as it is a work product that I share with council and is not intended for a public distribution. Again, I'm not going to put any confidential information in that anyway, but I just ask that it not be distributed because again, it's just, it's as an informational item between the city manager and the council.
Right.
Yeah, that's all. Thank you, Mayor.
Okay. Chief?
A couple updates. Red Rocks interns are going to be starting. We did interviews last week. We have two bright young men that will be joining us starting in August. So we'll be doing the background checks, make sure that they qualify to be here. and we'll get them here and you can meet them. So they had quite a few people that applied, but we only wanted 2 because we were overwhelmed with 4 last time. So for the quality of the program, we're gonna limit it to 2 at most times. So. And just to let you know, Commander Conley, who had been here for 22 years, he retired recently, so he's gonna hopefully be enjoying retirement. So
I hope so. Thanks.
Thank
he
you.
Also our canine officer.
No, Officer Nelson is our K-9 officer.
Sorry, I didn't get to say goodbye to him.
Commander Conley?
Yeah.
Yeah. We can get you a phone number if you want to reach out to him. Thank you.
Thanks. Next, we have minutes. Oh, unless anybody has any questions. Okay, next we have the minutes from the regular city council meeting of July 13th, 2026. Are there any questions or corrections? Hearing none, I have a motion from Councilwoman Stang and a second from Mayor Pro Tem Moreno. Go ahead and cast your votes. That passes with a majority. Next, we have the consent agenda, including approval of disbursements from July 1st, 2026 to July 15th, 2026 in the amount of $579,359.23. And I have a motion from Councilmember Camacho, a second from Mayor Pro Tem Moreno. You do this on purpose. Mayor Pro Tem Moreno, are there any questions? Hearing none, you can go ahead and cast your votes. Y'all need to block him, so I don't have to say that. Passes by a majority of. Next up, an ordinance on second reading. The next ordinance on second reading is ordinance 10-2026. Is an ordinance increasing the tax on retail marijuana sales and products and unprocessed retail marijuana in the city of Sheridan from 5% to 8%. Are there any questions? We do have a motion from Councilwoman Stang and a second from Councilmember Whitaker. No questions? We're good?
Madam Mayor, so there needs to be a public hearing for this because it's an
Yes.
ordinance.
Okay,
So
you're right.
you can open the
Let's not
public hearing and see if anyone's here to speak on this.
Is there anyone here to talk about marijuana? I don't see any. So we have no reason for a hearing?
I think you can close the public hearing now.
Okay, well, I'm closing the public hearing now. Did I open it? Technically, I opened it.
I think constructively you opened it by asking for speakers.
Gotcha. In that case, I will go ahead and close the public hearing at 19:22. Now we're good. We can move on.
Yep, motion second discussion now.
Very good. Is there any discussion, anyone? No, we're good. Go ahead. We can cast our votes then.
I need a
motion.
Phil.
No, we already did it. I read
Did
it.
you do it?
You did it before the public hearing though.
Oh, well,
You wouldn't mind just doing it again?
okay, we have a motion from Councilwoman Stang and a second from Councilmember Whitaker. I remember. Any questions? Go ahead and cast your vote. Vote has been cast and it passes by 7. Majority. Brandon, you're just fouling things up all the way around, making things difficult. Absolutely, thank you.
It is a tax measure, so you want to make sure we do it right.
Yes, we do. And did we do it right?
I think we got it at the end, yeah.
We're good in the end.
Yeah.
That passes by a majority. Thanks, Brandon. And next up, on first reading, ordinance 11-2026 is an ordinance rezoning certain property located at 3600 South Federal Boulevard from the business and commercial districts to the public district. We don't have to do a hearing on this one because it's first, right?
That's correct. If there's any questions, you can certainly ask those now.
Don't we have to have it on the table before we can ask?
Not
I
questions.
asked twice.
Yeah.
Anybody got questions?
I do. What's the purpose of putting it back to public?
And do go ahead.
All right, good evening, Mayor and Council. So for this item tonight, we are looking to rezone the city-owned property. This is the former Carol's Pub property at 3600 South Federal Boulevard. It currently has split zoning, so there's two parcels. One is zoned business, the other is zoned Com C. So it's two parcels, two different zone districts, and the intent for rezoning it back to public is to allow for the parks/trailhead that we're looking to build there in the future. So we'll get into more of the details as to why specifically we're doing this, but in general, it's to just kind of there's floodplain on the property. It's a public property, public use. So just having zoning that matches that is ideal.
And if I may, Mayor?
Go ahead.
And Andrew knows this, but just to remind the council, this is a zoning matter. It is a quasi judicial process. So between now and the second reading on this, you please do not have any discussions either amongst yourselves or with anybody else in the public. If you have questions, please direct them to staff, and then we'll have a second reading and public hearing at the next council meeting on this.
Right.
Thank you.
Don't go driving around over there. We have a motion from Councilman Whitaker and a second from from Mayor Pro Tem Moreno. Any questions, anyone? Okay, last chance. Go ahead and cast your votes. That passes unanimously as well. Next, we have resolutions, resolution 22-2026. Resolution 22-2026 is.
Madam Mayor,
Hold on.
we have ordinance 12 of 2026. Just
Oh, I did. Sorry. Ordinance 12, back up. We'll do ordinance 12, 2026 as an ordinance creating a new chapter 67 of the Sheridan Municipal Code concerning industrial pretreatment of wastewater.
And Mayor, I did want to give a short presentation on this one.
Okay.
This is new to you. The first time you're seeing this, it is a pretty major update to our code. And so just as a little background on this item, industrial pretreatment is just a catch-all term for a variety of strategies and processes to limit the discharge of industrial waste into the wastewater system. That could be pretreatment on site. It could be side streaming, certainly monitoring, and discharge limits from permits. And so we are required to do this because of a kind of a lengthy history under the Clean Water Act. And so the reason why you do this is because industrial pollutants are often untreatable or not efficiently treated by public wastewater systems. And so what you can happen is either the industrial waste interferes with the operation of the plant, makes it work less efficiently, increase costs. And then a worst case scenario, it can not be treatable, which means it ends up back into the water system or in the sludges that are put in the landfills. And so because of that, the Clean Water Act created this requirement that all non-residential discharges that enter into a publicly operated wastewater treatment plant be pre-treated. And so that's what the law is in the United States. It is somewhat unique from other federal laws in that most federal laws for the environmental stuff is either enforced by the federal government, by EPA or Fish and Wildlife Service or someone like that, or the state government, usually through CDPHE. This is one of the few federal laws which is directly enforced by local agencies like the city of Sheridan. And as we'll talk to kind of some nuance to that. So it is a kind of a unique system. And now, so it goes to us. Sheridan, as you probably know, is served by the Littleton Inglewood Wastewater Treatment Plant. That's now known as South Platte Renew. Around 2018, I believe, South Platte was required by EPA to enforce industrial pretreatment regulations. and by requiring all of its municipal users and district users to adopt pre-treatment ordinances. And so in 2019, I helped Littleton adopt the pre-treatment ordinance that EPA substantially drafted. Inglewood passed pretty much the exact same ordinance. And really, since that time, Inglewood, operating on behalf of South Platte Renew, has been trying to get all the districts and cities that they serve to put these regulations into place. And so what you have before you is a version for Sheridan. We're somewhat unique as well in that we don't own a whole lot of wastewater facilities, practically none. And so ours is unique in that it delegates all the enforcement capabilities back to Inglewood and South Platte Renew. And so the body itself, as you've probably noticed, is highly technical and the requirements it has on industrial users. But it is, again, drafted by EPA. They're not really negotiable as to what those requirements are. But what we have done is, create an enforcement mechanism which works for Sheridan, given that we don't control the wastewater system. And so it's a lengthy background, but happy to answer any questions about that, as I do have quite a bit of history with this.
And this is, we'll be hearing more about it then.
It'll come back to you for a second reading and public hearing. They'll have a staff report attached to that as well. I'm planning on doing, but I've given you kind of the background on this. This is something that Inglewood does want us to pass relatively soon, and so we're trying to get it, through the board or the city council. Excuse me.
Okay.
That an extra cost or burden to the businesses that have to route that through Inglewood?
Lopez, is your microphone on?
I don't think.
And if you can repeat that for the record, thank you.
Was saying, will that add extra cost or burden to the businesses that have to deal with Inglewood?
They're already technically subject to pre-treatment requirements pursuant to federal law. Not all industrial users and businesses have waste that are subject to pre-treatment requirements. And so it's hard to say. But they should already be doing this technically. South Platte Renew and Inglewood have already adopted regulations that require all of this. We're creating a local enforcement mechanism for us, which again, Inglewood would be enforcing on our behalf. So they should already be doing it, which means there shouldn't be any increase in cost.
So when you say enforce, so say someone along the river or whatever or somewhere was dumping something, Inglewood would enforce it, or?
Yeah, on our behalf.
Okay.
Yeah, so the way this works is it's what enters the wastewater treatment system, right? And so it'd be someone dumping hazardous bad stuff down a drain, right? And that would be in violation of the requirements of this ordinance and of the regulations of South Platte Renew. And so it's a municipal code violation is what it is in Sheridan. But Inglewood is the enforcement body that we are delegating because they're the ones that actually run the system, and we don't have any expertise in that and would even know that that had happened.
Because at the facility site is where they would be able to find out and track it, right?
Correct. Sometimes these things are hard to track, but they would know when it would enter their system. That would be something that either they can't treat or have a really difficult time treating.
Okay.
And there's also sampling requirements too. So, usually I can't speak for Inglewood, but usually, for cities that do have these types of programs that run themselves, they do random testing.
Right.
To make sure that, their people are not dumping things in the wastewater system that shouldn't be.
Okay. Thank you.
Yep.
Any other questions, anyone? Hearing none, we have a motion from Councilwoman Stang and a second from Councilman Camacho. We can go ahead and cast our votes. That passes unanimously. Next, we have Resolution 22-2026. Resolution of the City Council of the City of Sheridan, Colorado, approving an intergovernmental agreement between the City of Sheridan and Board of County Commissioners of Arapahoe County on behalf of the Arapahoe County Clerk and Recorder regarding the conduct and administration of November 3rd, 2026 coordinated election. Any questions? We have a motion from Councilman Whitaker and a second from Mayor Pro Tem You are cute, aren't you? Mayor Pro Tem Moreno. That's awesome. Any- Go ahead and cast your votes. That's so cute. Okay. Passes by 7, the majority. Next, we have mayor's choice. That was brilliant. Whoever did that, well, that was brilliant. They stuck on our monitor Mayor Pro Tem.
Welcome. I updated it.
Just, there's so many M's, it's really hard to say. Let's see, what have we done this week? We have, on behalf of the city, we went to dinner with several of us. Unfortunately, there was a couple that didn't get to go, which I'm really kind of sad that they didn't, because we had good food, we had fun. We had some extra tickets, so I gave I had a thought on my way, and I'm like, oh, hey, you know what? My son lives right over by here. So I called him, and he and his girlfriend were able to join us for dinner, and we spoke to the commissioner, and we did some pictures and line dancing, and I rode the Ferris wheel and the tilt-a-whirl. It was fun. So we schmoozed, didn't we? All kinds of folks. And it was a lot of fun. And then on Friday, most all of you, I don't know if you knew that Littleton was having their big illumination. And I went street fair on Main Street, and we went, and it was kind of cool. It was kind of neat. I made sure they had a really cool booth that you could take a picture, and it would randomly put it on a board that was great big Littleton heart, and Littleton was going to display it in City Hall. My little face is on there twice, once with Andrew. Everyone knows who Andrew is, right? That's on City Council, or I mean on Sheridan Celebrates. He and I took a picture together, and then I took one of myself, and I was really hoping it'd be like right in the middle, but it's not. It's down in the very corner. So I'm hoping when they hang it, Kyle Slackner will walk past it and have to see my face every time, just for fun. And I did get a lot of information on hosting a fair like that. It's at night, obviously, and it's lots of light up cool things. And they had a children's event tent that was a glow party. And so they had glow paint and glow, they had a water running through that was glowing. They had glow bubbles. And these kids were loving it. So that might be something that we can add to maybe Sheridan Night Out, or maybe another event. Could be fun. I don't know. So that's what I was up to. Just out at fairs. Next, we have council members' choice.
I have something.
Go ahead.
All right. I attended Dr. Cog on 7/15, and they've expanded their boundaries to include Gilpin County. You know, Dr. Cog is essentially a planning, organization. And so a lot of what's going on with them now is about housing. And so I emailed everybody a link to the survey. If you haven't taken it, I hope you will. It's interesting to see kind of what they're asking us and to have some input in what's going to happen with Sheridan housing. I hope a lot of people can fill out that survey. That's all I have.
Is it?
Yep.
Anyone else?
I do.
Very good. Go ahead. Mayor Pro Tem Moreno.
I too attended the Boots Not Suits event, and had a great time there. Rode some rides afterward as well with Councilman Lopez. I attended the soccer city in Aurora on Sunday and learned about some of their ideas of what they want to do here in Sheridan. So that was a great opportunity. met some key players. And then I saw the newsletter come out today and really enjoyed seeing that that page that I wrote that I termed Mayor Pro Tem Insights, talking about the CML conference that we attended. And hope you all get a chance to read that and see my viewpoint of that. And hopefully I can continue contributing to the newsletter to help increase some visibility from council's point of view.
Okay, cool. Thanks. Thanks for that. I haven't read it yet. Next we have public comment. Is there anyone here for public comment? Seeing no one, we can go ahead and adjourn this meeting. And we will move right on into the next.
Can you state the time, please, for the
The
record?
time is 19:39.
Thank you.
Sheridan Redevelopment Agency meeting. All members are present. We have our little things to tell us. Well, everybody's here. Good. Go ahead and call this order July 27, 2026 meeting to the Sheridan Redevelopment Agency to order at 1940. We have approval of minutes from the Sheridan Redevelopment Agency regular meeting of June 22nd, 2026. Yep. We have a motion from Councilman Whitaker and a second from Mayor Pro Tem Moreno. Go ahead. Any questions? We can go ahead and cast our votes. That passes unanimously. Next, we have the financial reports. Oh, there you go. We're running slow now. It's all right. Next up is the financial reports. Any questions on the financial reports? None. We have a motion from Councilman Camacho and a second from Mayor Pro Tem Moreno. You can go ahead and cast our votes. That passes unanimously as well. Next, we have the presentation and approval of the 2025 Sheridan Redevelopment Agency audit. Are there any questions? Miss Teresa?
Evening, everyone. So I'm not going to talk too much. We have Eric Miller from the Adams Group who did our audit for the Sheridan Redevelopment Agency. So I'm going to let him take it away from here and you can ask him any questions. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Teresa. Everybody hear me okay?
Mm-hmm.
We'll appreciate a couple of minutes of your guys' time. I'll keep it at a high level and dig into any details that you guys want or any questions that you may have. I believe everything that we have is in draft format, and then after tonight, we'll be able to get everything finalized and out the door, submitted to the state here once approval comes through, probably tomorrow. So that's kind of where we sit from a standpoint of this meeting. So a couple of the documents that I'm going to go through, probably not so much the financial statements, but really our reports that we report out to the commissioners. The first one that I'm going to kind of go through is just our required communication to governance. And this is really our 30,000 foot overview of the audit process. And again, just kind of our required communication at the end of the audit to just kind of hit those highlights of what or how the audit went kind of from the external audit perspective. So with that, I think that probably the biggest part or the kind of the starting point is accounting external audit, not an exact science. There are numbers within financial statements that we consider to be estimates. For purposes of the external audit or the financial statements, we perform procedures over those numbers. We audit those numbers, and at the end of the day, we conclude that they are materially correct. But we do like to point out that they are considered estimates. For the SRA, you guys have these interest rate swap derivatives. They've been sitting there, or they've been there for multiple years. We rely on third-party reports or reports provided to us. And through those reports, we verify that the numbers within your financial statements are materially correct, but we do rely on those third-party reports. The reason that we consider them estimates is just because of the fluctuations that may be seen from year to year. So I do always want to point that out. Difficulties encountered, if there were any difficulties encountered with or during the course of the audit, we would be required to communicate those out. No difficulties, no disagreements with management during the course of the audit. If there were any adjusting journal entries, really what that is we get a initial trial balance from Teresa at the beginning of the audit. If there's any numbers or any adjusting entries that come about during the course of the audit, we'd be required to report those out. There were no adjusting entries. The only item was just a reclassification. So anything that you guys have been seeing throughout the course of the fiscal year is what you're going to see within your financial statements as of 12/31/2025. From a standpoint of, what we call findings or any other matters, we do not have anything to report out from a standpoint of internal controls or any other matters in relation to the SRA. I'll pause there and see if there's any questions, just kind of based on that 30,000-foot overview.
Any questions, anyone? No questions from us, Eric.
Okay. Jumping in kind of to what you're going to see within your financial statements, the auditor's opinion for 2025, clean, unmodified opinion. Always like to point out clean, unmodified, again, goes to the work that you guys are doing throughout the course of the year. Outlines the, kind of the review, the procedures that you guys have in place from top to bottom. I do always like to point out financial statements are the responsibility of management. Our responsibility is to obtain reasonable assurance about whether they are materially correct, but management ultimately has responsibility for the financials. And I say that because we prepare the financial statements for the SRA. We compile all of the information we provide to Teresa, who does a comprehensive review of the draft. But at the end of the day, even though we prepare, management is still responsible for the presentation for the financial statements. That's really all I had. Again, from a kind of a report out, or our required report out to council. So again, I think from a kind of opening up to questions, I'll do it again. Any comments, questions?
No, I don't have any questions. Anyone? Do appreciate it though. Thank you. Look
Well,
pretty
you guys
good.
are making it easy.
I know. Well, no,
and I think-
actually, what we get ahead of time is what makes it easy for us.
Well, and I think with that, from a city perspective, I think we'll be coming back here sometime in August. The SRA, as you guys know, kind of rolls into the city's financial statements.
Right.
We were waiting on one piece of information for the city's financial statements. I believe we just received that here earlier this week. So we should be getting the city's financials here wrapped up very quickly.
Good.
And then we'll be back here in August to kind of go through the same process and communicate that out to you guys as well.
Okay. Well, thanks. You do a good job. Thank
Well,
you
we
very much.
appreciate it, and thanks to you guys, and can't say enough good things about Teresa and all the help and work she provides for us.
She makes it easy for us all,
Absolutely.
for sure. Thank you. So I have a motion from Councilmember Whitaker and a second from Councilmember Lopez. Again, I'll ask, are there any questions? Hearing none, we can go ahead and cast our votes. And that the approval of the Sheridan Redevelopment Agency audit passes with 7 votes. Next, we have approval of the July 2026 disbursements in the amount of $166,773.40. Legal expenses 0, other professional services $4,041.28. City support services $162,206, and other expenses were $526.12. I have a motion from Councilmember Camacho and a second from Mayor Pro Tem Moreno. Are there any questions on the disbursements? Hearing none, we can go ahead and cast our votes. That passes unanimously as well. Resolutions, there are no resolutions. New business, Teresa, report for May 2026.
All right, good evening again. So as far as the report tonight, talking about our pledge revenues, PIF revenues still are going a little bit higher, 2.7% for year to date, which I'm glad to see that because things are kind of a little flat. So always happy to see that. The big thing with the continuing compliance is our A1 and A2 letter of credit renewal. I actually just today received the signed copies from JP Morgan and Kimco. So we will be proceeding with a special meeting on August 10th to get those approved because they mature on August 22nd. So our next meeting would not be before they mature. And so we need to get those approved. So we'll be bringing that. That'll be a very short and sweet meeting on August 10th. And then the audit was finalized. I did a little happy dance that you cannot see. So yes, I'm super excited and happy to answer any questions.
They're happy to answer. Thank you. Any questions, anyone? With that, we can be adjourned. It is 19:50.